$1 million, quite nice amount of money, right? What do you think, guys? Of course it's nice amount of money, either you are looking at it in your bank account or in a briefcase with cash. In my opinion, currently in the age of digital technologies, it's much easier to become a dollar millionaire than in the past, but sometimes it can be really risky, and from my own experience, I know not everyone is willing to put their hard-earned money into a starting project. And investing in crypto can be a true gamble without previous experience, but even there is one possibility to invest money in a safe place without fear of losing your funds. This can be achieved with the right stablecoins and opportunities that their investors are gaining by simply holding them. As you may have guessed, today's video will be about compound interest in the world of stablecoins. Let's go! About compound interest I've heard almost everyone, but not everyone knows how to use the advantage of this financial miracle properly. Now, you might be wondering why I call compound interest a financial miracle. It's just because of the fact that an investment strategy using compound interest can completely change your life, but only in case you realize that as soon as possible. Even Albert Einstein one day said this famous quote, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world," and he was completely right. So if you are right now in your 20s or 30s or you even a teen, this video is exactly for you. Yeah, I know everyone wants to enjoy life as much as possible, but without the money it could be sometimes quite tough. So it's necessary to create a line between your spending and saving that could be used for investment purposes. The sooner you will understand this, the better your life will be in the future. But now, back into the compound interest in the crypto world. You may have already tried something like this. You found an interesting altcoin and put it in a few bucks. It doubled its value in a short period of time and then you sold it. It means you had a 100% profit, which sounds great in the world of investing. But this strategy works mostly only in case of ongoing bull run, and even at the time when everything is rising in value, it can't be called a completely safe investment. Moreover, those risky trades people are doing only based on their feelings and often with only a few dollars and even without deeper research. A wise investor would not put his life saving into something like this. These days, with the deepening crisis in the world markets, it's important to secure savings in a safe way. Before I will show you options for compounding your money with crypto, it would be useful to explain things around compound interest in more detail. Compounding, it simply means that the money you earned before with your investments makes another money, and this financial machine is still going to an infinite amount of wealth. But especially from the beginning, it seems everything goes so slow and not everyone is patient enough to not take that money out and use it on spending. Anyways, who have a strong will and ability to wait and not worry much about invested money will be rewarded in a real nice way. Let's take this hypothetical situation. At the start of the month, you have $1. A single dollar you can afford to use for investing, and every following day during the whole month you will get an opportunity to double your initial investment and the interest you get from the process of that doubling. For those of you who already haven't heard about compound interest, it would sound like something not special. But how much do you think you will have at the end of the 30-day month, when the money will keep doubling all this time? I'll give you a moment to come up with your tip. Okay, with the initial investment of $1 and with 100% everyday compounding, you will have at the end of the month $536,870,912. Looks like magic, right? But it's not, it's just a basic financial act. Of course, this should serve only as an example, and in the real world doing something like this in 30 days is almost impossible. I just wanted to illustrate how powerful compound interest can be in real cases, especially in long term. Of course, this process of compounding capital can be done with different types of assets. Again, I will give you a basic example. Imagine you are someone who is really passionate about books and reading, and suddenly you will get an idea to build a business with this passion. You have $100 in your pocket, and with this amount of money you will purchase 10 used books, each for $10. You are a literature expert, and you know that this was the bargain, and you will be able to sell those books each for at least $20. Everything will work out, and now you have in your purse $200. So you will again find books that are undervalued, now 20 pieces, and then sell them again for $20 each. Yeah, now you have increased your disposable capital to $400. And this method you can use as many times as you will be able to buy and sell a huge amount of books for a specific price. So one day you will maybe end up with a huge warehouse full of books and your own prospering business. This can be used as an example of compound interest as well. As you can see, compound interest is something that can really make a major change in life. Anyways, be realistic. 100% interest getting every single year is quite an unlikely possibility. Of course, there will be years when you will be able to increase your property even more, but on the other hand, sometimes you will have to settle for interest around 10% yearly. It's not much, but definitely better than letting all your funds get lower and lower real purchasing power due to inflation. In case you currently don't have a business idea with which you would be able to make more than 10% of your investment yearly, it's a good idea to look for places where you can store your money and increase its amount passively. Yeah, you can put all your funds in a bank account, but to be honest, interest rates here are quite ridiculous, and if you are happy you will get 3% interest on your money, and that's nothing that could save you at least a little from rising inflation. So what are the possible options? It would be much better idea to use the advantage of crypto and stablecoins. Currently, the crypto market is not in good condition, and investing in assets with high volatility is risky. Because of that, you have to look for something that will not change its value. And stablecoins are a good option. By holding this type of crypto, you will have an opportunity to stake your funds in a given period of time and get interest somewhere around 9% yearly. There are several options where you can stake stablecoins like USDC, Tether or Binance USD, but I personally recommend using only verified platforms with a long history where you will have certainty that your funds are safe here. I will not name specific companies, but I believe everyone should do their own research where their money will be the most safe. Now it's time to show you guys some exact examples of how compound interest works and how much time it takes to make $1 million with a different amount of invested funds. For this purpose, I will use an online interest calculator. You can find it exactly here at calculator.net. in a section of interest calculator. Firstly, I'd like to give as an example something realistic. So as a young person, your savings could be somewhere around $10,000, and this will be your initial investment. Let's think you are able to save $5,000 for investing purposes yearly, and you will contribute them at the beginning of each compounding period. When your stablecoins are staked, you can get interest somewhere around 8 to 10%, so I will use 8.33 this value I saw at one big centralized crypto exchange. And compounding of our investment I will set up on an annual basis. Tax rate differs greatly around the world, so I will leave this field blank. And everyone of you can fill here the tax rate valid in your country. Inflation rate I will set at 3%. Of course, currently we are facing much higher inflation, but in the long term the average inflation rate could be somewhere around this value. You are probably thinking a lot right now about how many years it takes to make millions of dollars with an investment strategy like this. Okay, you might be surprised, but it will take 33.11 years, and please don't be scared now. It's an average long-term investment strategy using compound interest, and successful people can reach it earlier. Let's find out what would happen if someone is able to invest not $5,000 but twice more, $10,000. As you can see, this step almost doubled the amount available at the end of investing period. I could go on even with higher numbers, but I want to make those videos for upcoming investors and don't want to show you guys something that sounds almost unrealistic. Anyways, everyone can type here own numbers and see what results investing would give with a different interest rates, planned investment period, and a specific amount of money. And important information, you should always reinvest the interest you gained in the previous year. In case you decide to take advantage of compound interest in the world of crypto, you should focus on building a specific skill that would generate you enough money for investing. The point is that the more money you will be able to give into investing at the start, the more money you will have at the end of your investing process. So, in my opinion, it's much better to live modestly in a young age rather than buying shitty things you don't even need and want only because of showing off in front of people around you. Because when you spend almost all your salary that will remain after paying unnecessary living expenses on things like expensive clothes, alcohol, or exotic vacations, it won't make you wealthy. Overall, the main message of this video is simple. You should jump into investing as soon as possible, and even with not a big amount of money, one day you will have much more funds than people around you who just don't care about the financial education and the magic of compound interest. So stay clever and see you in the next video.